morning, good afternoon, depending on wherever you at. The time is recording. This is episode 157 of the Restricted Zone podcast, man. A big episode, basketball episode. We're gonna dive right into it. Kyrie, introduce yourself to the people, man.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Glad to be back on with y'all, man. Let's get to it.
Let's get straight to it, man. Kendrick, introduce yourself to the people.
You already know who it is. The smartest man on the podcast, as I always say. I'm just here to educate.
Just here to educate, get the game. Listen, man, we're ready. Mar, introduce yourself to the people, man. Can't wait to talk.
Oh, now I'm ready to get it started. You already know this. You already know what it's about to be.
You know what? Listen, man. I know what time it's about to be, man. But listen, it's NBA basketball time. NBA playoff second round right now as we speak. Current update at the time of this recording: Cavs and Celtics game one. Cavs 68, Celtics 82. 3 minutes 10 seconds left in the third quarter on TNT. And with that, it kind of segues into the first part of the episode. We're gonna start with the Eastern Conference and move on to the West. But we're gonna start with the Celtics. Cavs. I mean, they're playing right now. Cavs are down, but Kyrie, I'm going to swing with you, then follow up with Kendrick and then Mara then. Do it in reverse. Kendrick, Cavs, how many games, who you see winning, why, what's some of the key factors you think for each team, in your opinion, for them to make it to that next round?
Yeah, I was watching this game before we all got on and started recording, and it kind of looked to be kind of going along the same lines as at least for the Celtics standpoint, going along the same lines as it did with the Miami Heat series, where Jaylen Brown is doing a lot of the brunt work scoring wise. Derek White is playing very good. Jason Tatum is kind of struggling, but he still had 11 points at the half, even though he was shooting 4 for 12. But all the other glue guys, Drew Holiday, Cornette, guys like that, Horford, all plugging in the gaps, all playing well, all playing their role. So I can see Boston slipping up and possibly giving 2 games to the Cavs because we've seen it happen almost in Miami. They almost gave up 2 games in Miami, but they ended up giving 1 at home to them. And the Celtics are a team that folds. We got to be honest with it. The Celtics are a team that struggles to close. They shoot a lot of threes, which at times is a plus, but at a lot of times they tend to shoot themselves out of games. Even though that probably won't be the problem so much as of right now, since Kristaps Porzingis is out, and Fournette's not a 3-point shooter really, so they kind of have to minimize the 3-point volume. But I think they are a team that tends to get a little bit comfortable, and those bench guys get in there and start to lose it a little bit, or the stars start to play a little bit relaxed. And we've seen games slip from their hands, and we've seen leads slip from their hands. So I wouldn't be surprised if a team like the Cavs, especially with a guy like Donovan Mitchell playing the way he is, he's been absolutely amazing. He's been shooting from the outside. He looks like he's playing hurt and still taking it to the rack, still taking contact, getting free throws. He's just been playing very good basketball overall throughout the playoffs so far. But the other guys got to step up. Evan Mobley's got to step up offensively, in my opinion. They don't really seem to have a guy that they outside of Donovan Mitchell they can give it to right now and trust him to get a bucket. Darius Garland's really been struggling, and his aggression level's been wavering. Like he tries to get some shots up, then he's getting guys involved, and he just hasn't really looked super comfortable with the Cavs right now. So other guys got to really step up if they want to extend this series or let alone win this series. But I'm gonna say Boston is 6.
Boston is 6. K. Dot. Boston is 6. He just came off the dub against K. Dot. You using the beef, but you handled that beef, took care of it, K. Dot. So we got to bring it to basketball now. And your thoughts, K. Dot? Who you think advances on to the conference out of the Celtics and Cavs, and how many games and who you think is the X factor on both sides of the teams?
Who do I think will win the series? On paper, honestly, nah. I don't know. I would have to say the Celtics, based on the fact that the Cavs is Jared Allen playing?
Jared Allen is.
I think he was playing. Yeah,
I don't. Jared Allen.
Yeah, no, he's not playing. He is still out there. So I feel like I feel like that is the part of what the Cavs are missing to actually give them a real chance to beat the Celtics. And granted, the Celtics don't have Kristaps Porzingis, but Kristaps Porzingis is a very nice addition, but they have a very deep roster and a deep bench where it's like, oh, we missed Kristaps, but we got Al Horford that can come in and fill the role. He may not do Kristaps things, but he'll do Al Horford things that help supports the team. So the lack of Kristaps really doesn't hold Boston back like the loss of Jared Allen for the Cavs still. So that's why I would say if he doesn't come back, within this series, I got the Celtics in 5.
Okay.
A gentleman's sweep.
Celtics in 5. Okay.
I mean, they're known to give up a game. They're known to give up a game or two. We've seen it. We've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
We even saw it in last round as well. And Kyrie brought up some valid points of talking about how they give up game, like they get too lackadaisical sometimes, or they get too stuck in their ways, and they're just like, and then they let things slip away. And we've seen it. So it could happen. It probably will happen. But let's see. One of the X factors, I still think, Derek White. Derek White's that X factor as well. The X factor for the Celtics. He has to continue hooping the way he was against Miami. He's actually, I looked it up. He's actually second in 3 points made in the playoffs. He averages like 4.5 a game. So, so I feel like as long as Derek White still is providing that extra boost when Tatum is going to obviously struggle and have his ups and downs throughout the playoffs, Derek White still has to be that constant consistency for them to be like, we are good no matter what, and we can be able to beat any team because of how our team works and flows together. We can beat a team if Tatum's having an off night, and if everybody's clicking, we can blow out a team. And I feel like that is the concept and the logic that the Celtics go based off of. And I mean, it works well because number one in the East, and they won their last round. They're in the second round again. Like, they've been consistently good. So I feel like they have a great philosophy around them that is helping them keep having repetitive years, and being consistently good. So all in all, I give Celtics in 5. Unless Jared Allen comes back, then I'll say Cavs in 7.
Okay. Cavs. Okay, Jared Allen. The difference maker in your opinion. Okay. Great analysis, Kendrick. Don't disagree with it. Kyrie too, some great points. Last but not least, Mark, give me your thoughts on this particular matchup. Who do you have coming out, and why, and who's the X factor for that team coming out that matchup?
Well, I'm gonna start with the X factor, and I believe this guy is the X factor for the series, and that's Darius Garland. Only because he just hasn't shown up yet. Like, he just hasn't.
That's true.
He's just letting Donovan Mitchell go, and he hasn't really shown up or showed that he's ready to play. I seen Karis LeVert show up before I seen Darius Garland show up. So it's like he averaged like 15 against the Magic, and it's like, or if you average at least 20 to 23, y'all don't go 7 games with him.
Right.
So I feel like he's the X factor because once he gets into the playoffs for real, then this is a whole different series with or without Jared Allen, with or without Kristaps Porzingis. But either way, I mean, I still got Celtics in 4.
Celtics in 4.
Celtics in 4. I mean, even no matter, he can play good, but I mean, it's like Donovan Mitchell will also shoot you out of a game as fast as he shoots you in the game. So it's like if they're not clicking together, one can keep them in the game while the other one keeps them out. Like when Donovan Mitchell goes off, Darius Garland's keeping him out the game because he's not aggressive. And Darius Garland could be cooking, and Donovan Mitchell could be having off shoot night. He's keeping him out of the game. So either way, Celtics in 4.
Great point. But I don't know about that. But listen, great analysis on your end. Listen, we went from gentleman sweep to complete sweep. Kyrie had a little bit more faith. But all in all, we still got the Celtics moving on to the conference finals. Listen, man, we sticking into the East. We're still in the East still. We got another matchup. Kyrie, I got to swing it to you first, man, because, this involves your team, the Knicks and Pacers. You guys got lucky against us. We're going to let you ride out with the luck. But With that being said, listen. But that being said, I'm gonna start with you. Who do you have coming out of this matchup? Who do you have winning the game? How many games? Who's the X factor?
Come on, man. Who do you think I have? Who do you think I have? Let's see.
You got the Pacers winning. We know the truth.
After Hadley put up them
Pacers and 8.
you really think I got faith in him after that? Even if I was,
Whoa, Hallie's been playing awful this playoff. I mean, this is first. Is this the first playoffs? This is the first playoffs.
I think this is the first playoffs. That's no excuse though.
There's no excuse. All right, okay.
Not to start over Jalen Brunson, mind you. 6 points. That's what you got for me? Nah. Bro.
That USA choice selection, like Kyrie being left off, looks crazier and crazier by the day.
But look, I'm not going to completely knock him off because I think he will have a bounce back game. I think he is going to be more aggressive, and Rick Carlisle is definitely going to find ways to get him implemented in the offense more. I mean, TJ McConnell's not going to average 18 points a game throughout this series, bro. Let's be real. But outside of that, I got the Knicks in 6.
Okay.
Mainly because I think we have the defense to slow Indiana down. All the talk this season has been how fast Indiana plays and how much they're able to score, how many points they can put up on the board. But the Knicks defensively with Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Anunoby, like guys like that has shown to be the complete formula to shut teams down, and they showed it. Like the Indiana Pacers going into the fourth quarter yesterday had like around 70 points, like not even 80 points. Against any other team, they almost touching 100. Like that's the type of team we are. That's the volume they like to play at. But that alone, even though the game was close, that alone shows that we're able to keep the Pacers to a certain pace and not let things get out of hand. And there were certain times when things looked like it was getting out of hand. When Obi Toppin was doing between the leg dunks between on fast breaks.
He had to show y'all why y'all traded me.
Hey, and he's been a solid piece for them. I can't lie. Miles Turner was playing very good. I think he finished with like 25 points or something like that. I mentioned TJ McConnell with the 18 points off the bench, helping save them for Tyrese Halliburton's bad performance at the point guard spot. So I can't sleep on Indiana. That's why I got to go in 6 because it was a close game yesterday. Like I mentioned, they have that offense, and not to mention they're missing a guy like Benedict Mathurin too, who could be good for about 16 points a game. So they're shorthanded, just like we're shorthanded with Julius Randle out, but they're still a pretty good team in my eyes.
We're really shorthanded with him out.
I mean, not as much as we are, but they still are. That's still a rotation guy that's going to give you about 15 a game, and it can explode and like unpredictably. So, like I was mentioning, I think Rick Carlisle is a very good coach that makes adjustments, and he's very playoff season. He's got a championship. So, like I said, Knicks in 6, but the X factor, in my opinion, is I'm juggling between 2 guys. Is either going to be Dante DiVincenzo or OG Anunoby, because
I think Dante's your X factor, in my opinion.
I'm leaning more a little bit.
I think Dante, because OG Anunoby's going to bring it. It's never
he's
going
to bring it defensively, but I'm looking at it from an offensive tip where we're missing 25 a game of Julius Randle. He can't promise it to be that in the playoffs, but that's still a huge chunk of our offense, our offensive flow. And like I mentioned a few episodes ago, him being out allows a lot more attention, a lot of bigger players, a lot of longer wings to be able to go out and guard Jalen Brunson all game. We see it in the Philly series. Kyle Lowry did not guard Jalen Brunson whatsoever. It was Kelly Oubre and Nick Batum on them all game. And the Pacers could afford to do that too, again, because they have the opportunity to do so. But I'm leaning more towards Devo as being the X factor because I think he can get hot. I think he has that confidence factor, that X factor, as far as there's a few threes like sometimes you see him take where it's like, oh, that's a little early in the shot clock, or that's a little early in the fast break or whatever. But he's taking it anyway and he's knocking it down, and we see him be aggressive. We see him take the ball to the rack and get to the line. And of course on the defensive end remain scrappy, cause fast breaks, and really cause the team's backcourt to struggle. So I got to go with Dante DiVincenzo as far as being our X factor, because we seen it last night when he's clicking and when he's putting up 20 plus points a game. Like we're a pretty dangerous team. considering the fact we're losing one of our leading scorers. So yeah, I got to give it to him as being an X factor, and I got the Knicks in 6.
Fair. Great analysis. Okay. Knicks in 6. Kyrie. Kendrick. K-Dot. Swing to you. Swing to Mark. Go ahead, K-Dot. Who you have coming out this matchup? How many games? And who's the X factor?
Let's see. I don't think the X factor for the Knicks is not so much a player, but as a team, it's their defense. That is the X factor in this entire series because again, they're going up against the number one rated offense from the regular season. You know, the team that puts up the most points on the board. So it's just like there's no need for like a certain player to stand out. They as a team need to stand out on defense because honestly, all they have to do is slow them down, and they are going to win because we really going to put faith in the Pacers defense to stop the Knicks offense. I mean, understand it's Brunson and then you got then shooters, but that's still a great offense in the playoffs because it's been working. They won their last series and they took game 1
That is
yesterday.
True.
Hold on one second.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know.
sorry. I forgot to mention Brunson's 4 straight 40-point games. First time since Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
He's
different.
He's been feeling special, bro.
I can't remember the last time y'all had a star point guard.
I mean, bro, I can name you.
I
can name you a laundry list of the bums that we had.
Chris
I can
Duhon.
name. Yeah, bro, a point guard of this caliber is.
Chris
I haven't.
Duhon. I like Chris Duhon though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he was okay.
Mar, who you got, bro? You brought up Chris Duhon. Mar, who you got, bro?
You talking about the Pacers, right?
Yeah, Pacers and Knicks.
Yes, sir.
He didn't want to give Chris Duhon no credit. Shout out Chris Duhon.
Not even gonna lie to y'all. I got the Pacers in 7.
What?
Ooh.
Definitely got the. That's why I was so quiet. I got
But
the
why
Pacers.
though? I gotta hear it. I'm fascinated. Come on.
To be honest, I am feeling an upset this year, and I'm feeling like Indiana is just giving me those vibes to where it just felt like their offense is gonna be too much. But I mean, it's not even like it's just more so the way they play and how they get their buckets. Like they can win games with Halliburton only having 10 points. So it's just like imagine if he has one of those nights where he's actually scoring. You could see Miles Turner can have one of them nights where he hits 5 threes. You can see one of them nights where Siakam's going for 30. So I just feel like they have a lot more options. But them playing New York is really a test because that's really a defense. That's basically like Minnesota on the East. They're gonna hound you. They're gonna harass you. They're gonna play team defense. They're gonna communicate. They're gonna hustle. So that's how I feel about it. I don't know. I just feel like they match up well, and I don't know. I just feel like they favor New York well better than Philly did.
Okay, so you got Pacers in 7, Mark. Great analysis.
Do. I actually got
Kyrie.
the Pacers going to the finals, to be honest, but that's for another story.
Whoa, we'll save that. We'll save
crazy.
that for the next. We'll save that for the next episode.
That's crazy.
When we do our conference predictions.
For another story.
Hey, Kyrie's counting your Knicks out, man. He's saying get ready for Cancun.
Your plenty people are, bro. It's whatever.
But listen.
Swing it back to you before we go to the next matchup. Go ahead.
Knicks in 6. Pacers going to the finals is crazy. I got to hear that story for sure. I don't trust the Pacers. I just don't. It just doesn't, like, I understand, like, he brought up a valid point. Like, Tyrese can have 10 points, but he can also have 15 assists and, like, 6 rebounds, and they win the game because everybody else got, like, 20, 25, 20, 15, and that's solid. That's good. But I just don't see they defense doing anything with the with the Knicks offense. And that there is why it's like, what's up?
Well, hold on. Okay, hold on, Kyrie. So Mar praised the defense because he basically said they got a bunch of guys that communicate well on the defense, the rotation. They got strong guys, they can play defense. So you said the offense is superior than the defense? That much superior than the defense?
I mean, I'm looking at when comparing the Pacers defense to the Knicks offense, I'm not going to say it's superior, but I'm definitely going to give the edge to the Knicks offense.
Okay.
I mean, it's with they're down Julius Randle and they're still hooping. I mean, yes, Jalen Brunson's giving you 40, but he's giving you 40, and then other people are still giving him 20 plus. Like last game we had Josh Hart 24, played a full game, played 48 minutes, gave 24 points. Love to see it. Half the time he was scoring. Half the time he's playing defense. Look at that.
Kendrick, but real quick, we got to praise Josh Hart's improvement as a 3-point shooter since the playoffs have started.
Yeah.
It's been night and day from the regular season to the playoffs as far as the 3-point jumper. That's really helped.
Gotta give him credit. That's fair.
So shout out Josh for working on that jumper. Then you got DiVincenzo, the Italian sweetheart on the team, giving 25. Like he giving 25. He knocked down 5 threes, bro. He went 5 for 9 from 3. Like and then you get OG with 13. And then you got Harkenstein with 13. But OG stopped. He gave y'all 13 points, but then stopped 20 points on the other side. Like you see, like there's not many people where I could feel comfortable. Like on the Knicks team, you can look at these 5 starters and be like, okay, they gave you 25. They probably stopped at 25 points too. Like, you know what I'm saying? They probably they probably even out. But I look at the Pacers, I'm not seeing a lot of people. I'm not really seeing the Pacers where it's like, all right, one player could drop 20, but they probably gonna give up 30. I just don't see that. There's not enough cancellations. There's not enough things that can cancel each other out from the Pacers and Knicks for the Pacers to have a chance. I mean, the only way I feel like the Pacers can even shock the world is like they just are constantly running. There's no half court offense. They avoid half court offense.
Damn,
They try and avoid
the
the entire game.
Hold on,
shock the world.
But I'm valid point though. They do avoid that half court offense. They're up and down team.
So if they avoid the half court offense for the entire series, they like somehow break away where the Knicks are not in half. They can get away out of the Knicks half court defense. Then I sit there and say, yeah, they got it. But they too much run and gun, and it's the playoffs. You got to learn from half court offense. You got to learn.
Wait, Kyrie, before you put your 2 cents in, Mar had a little rebuttal. You can go ahead and throw it out there, Mar.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I feel like Indiana matches up well. The only problem is, like, I don't mind Josh Hart and DiVincenzo going for almost 30. You just can't let Brunson go for 40 when you do that. Like, if Brunson has, like, 20
he went 443 last game.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can live with Josh Hart and DiVincenzo getting 25 apiece. I'm just not living with Jalen Brunson getting his 40. Like, if Jalen Brunson had 20 to 25, it's a whole different outcome. But
it's like from game 1, they're not even really trying to stop him from getting 40. They put Andrew Nembhard on him.
Well, I mean, like even the Sixers, like, but
yeah, okay, guy.
But hold on. I mean, also shout out, like you said, shout out to Josh Hart. He's the X factor because even in the Philly series, they were leaving him open, and he was just making them. That's how I feel like you beat the Knicks. Like I don't feel like Josh Hart is hitting every night, in my opinion.
Okay, that's realistic.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, Mark, because I think Indiana is a well put together team, and the one thing I do envy them right now is that they're a lot deeper than us. They could go about 10 deep, where we go about 7, maybe 8. We lost Mitchell Robinson; he's going to be out for about another 6 to 8 weeks. Bogdan Bogdanovic is out, so we down to really like Deuce McBride and Precious Achiuwa. So that's the one thing that does really scare me about Indiana. But the one thing about the Knicks players and Josh Hart specifically, since you named him as the X factor, is even though his jump shot might not be hitting every single night, he went on a little skid in the Sixers series we seen. But Josh Hart makes winning plays all throughout the game. That's why I didn't give him no slack when back-to-back games he missed free throws to win the game. Like that's why I couldn't give him no slack because He makes winning plays in the first quarter, the second quarter, right out of halftime, like between the rebounds, the deflections, the key rotations. Like
Mm-hmm.
Josh, the deflections, the slow down the offense and the shed time off the shot clock. Josh Hart makes so many winning plays throughout the game and he's in the game all the time. So it's just like when he's on the floor, and especially when he's on the floor with Brunson, it's just like stuff. There's a limited. I want to say there's like a limited margin for error
Okay.
because those guys are constantly making key plays. And Dante DiVincenzo as well, constantly making key plays. Isaiah Hartenstein, constantly like those guys are consistent. And pound for pound, when it comes to the Indiana Pacers, like team for team, they might be deeper, but I think the Knicks are more consistent in who they are as far as their identity, and they stick to that. And their identity so far is shown in game after game one, shown that it could take away from Indiana's identity. They stopped them from being big time scorers. They stopped them from, like Kendrick said, going up and down fast break points. They made them playing a half court offense for the most of the game, and showing at times that they weren't really comfortable doing that. So again, I see where you're coming from, Mar, but that's why I got the Knicks, bro. That's why I think, and not even on the homer shit, nothing like that. Like it's just from what the guys have showed me, bro. Like it's really like it's been really like just straight winning basketball from the end.
Oh man. All right. Anything else you want to add, you guys? So we switch on. We fly over to the West. Nothing else. All right. Just a little update before we fly on to the West. Cavs and Celtics. Celtics 115. Cavs 89. 3 minutes and 42 seconds of the fourth at the time of this recording.
Boston and 4. Like I said, Boston and 4.
Well, with that being said, I just don't see them getting swept. But we'll go to the next.
Miami like that game 1-2 though.
What'd you say?
What'd you
I said
say?
Miami like that game 1-2.
Yeah.
No, that's Miami. They got Eric Spoelstra. Boston and
What?
4.
Oh, yeah.
Boston and 4.
They got Eric Spoelstra. That makes a world difference. You're right.
They said the Celtics will get out coached before they get outplayed.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But from what we've seen,
yeah.
definitely, because if your three ball not falling, why you still taking 15 3 balls in a quarter? Like, that's just the type of dump stuff they be on.
That simple. Listen, we gonna fly over to the West, man. Mar, I'm gonna start with you, man. You and me, man. Listen, you got your Mavs, I got my OKC, man. I'm gonna start with you though, first and foremost. Who you got winning? I think we know the answer to this, you and me both. How many games?
To be honest, I feel like this is actually going to be a great series. I feel like this is going to be what the Clippers and Mavs were supposed to be. We only really got that one game where everyone had like 30 and Kyrie had like 40. I feel like this is going to be that game.
Yeah. I'm
for
so
that
excited
type of
for
series. So I'm going to go Dallas in 7.
Okay.
Dallas in 7. And the X Factor, I feel like the X Factor is going to be Jalen Williams because when they have the pressure on Shy or when Shy is cooking and it's like let's guard up, let's build a wall, that's when Jalen Williams has to shine. When all the pressure is on Shy and he has one-on-one opportunities, that's where Jalen Williams has to shine.
Okay.
But I still like Dallas in 7.
Dallas in 7. Okay. I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in there. I got OKC being the Mavs. Like I told Mark
OKC fan right here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Sixers. I'm trying to find a Sixers and OKC jersey. I'm going to create my own, just mash it together, just wear it. But yeah, I got OKC. No, don't do it, Kyrie. Listen.
Oklahoma City is crazy, bro.
OKC in 7 for me personally. Mars said J-Dub would be the X Factor. I've been watching Isaiah Joe and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the little pick and roll, and it's been really lethal. I think Isaiah Joe, I don't disagree with the J-Dub, but Isaiah Joe, I mean, he's been a great addition for OKC, especially when he's been starting with Shai. They would start him sometimes, or even when coming off the bench. Case and Wallace, I mean, man, he's just, as a rookie, You throw him at the toughest guy, you tell him to guard him. He's gonna make. You saw what he did with T.J. McCollum. For that last possession against the Pelicans, and I think OKC, they might get out rebounded. I think that's really the only issue, but it won't be that much of an issue. Thunder and 7. It's gonna be a bittersweet back to back. It's gonna be a long fall battle, but OKC and 7 in my opinion. I'm gonna swing it to you, Kyrie. Give me your thoughts and who do you have winning, how many games, and who's the X factor for that winning team?
Well, I'm gonna make it 3 in a row with 7 games, but I'm gonna have to get an edge to Dallas.
Okay.
I want to give my X factors first though, because I think it kind of goes into my explanation. First, for OKC, I think the X factor is Lou Dort. Lou Dort last year put Brandon Ingram in jail. Well, maximum security prison. He had Brandon Ingram stepping out there, bro. I ain't gonna cap you.
Yeah, man. Lou Dort's our
was
best.
bad.
Like, listen, before you even get started, Kyrie.
You saying Lou Dort stopping Luka or Kyrie? That's what you're saying right now? That's what you're saying?
Whoa.
I'm asking.
Hold on.
What you say, Kylie?
Lou Dort, he got on the radar because he was shutting down James Harden in that playoff match. James Harden.
I'm asking, he's stopping Luka or Kyrie? You saying all these other people that you trying to compare him to? I'm looking at Luka and Kyrie, better offensive players than Harden. So as I was saying, is he got the ability to stop one of them too?
Listen,
he's got
to at least take one of them out. He's got to at least take one of them out. And I don't think he can shut them down. I don't think he'll do what he did to Brandon Ingram to Kyrie or Luka. But with his physicality, his ability to guard bigger players, his ability to get through screens and navigate screens correctly,
6'5",
I most certainly think he can slow either one of them down, whoever you want to put them on. And I think that's the X factor for OKC because puts the pressure on the other, whether he's guarding Kyrie or Luka. That just puts the pressure on the other. And you can kind of key in on him more with a guy like J-Dub who could fill in those gaps and really guard up Shea, Josh Giddey, all that length out there, and just funnel them in the Chat Holmgren. So yeah. I think that would really have to be like in a perfect world what they would have to do. You would have to have Lou Dort not shut him down, but stop either Luka Doncic or Kyrie. That would be the X factor for them. But for Dallas, I think the X factor, which is ultimately going to lead to the Thunder's downfall, is Daniel Gafford. Daniel Gafford is a hell of a vertical threat, and I think because there is going to be a lot of pressure, a little more perimeter pressure, because let's be honest, the Clippers aren't a good perimeter defending team. Harden, there's no Kawhi out there. PG is sometimes,
sometimes.
Nobody else out there is really like a real perimeter defender. So Kyrie and Luka really was able to go out there and do what they wanted, and that was their downfall in the beginning of the series or when they lost because in that first game because they looked too comfortable and looked like they was just like playing for fun out there. But it was because they were getting open shots and the Clippers can't really guard up. The Thunder have guys that can guard up and they have length out there that could really bother those guys. So I think they're going to be looking to Gafford a lot more for the offensive rebounds, especially because he's got that on check. He's got the rebounding.
Well, but they said the same thing about they said the same thing about Valanciunas that we still was able to handle it. Not to say he didn't get his board.
Valanciunas was killing Chet, but the thing was the Thunder. The Pelicans didn't keep to that game plan. They kept trying to get Bi going and CJ and other guys going, but I think it was in game 2. They threw it to Valanciunas like 6 straight times. Bucket work like that every single time. Right. And Gafford don't got the post moves and the touch around the rim or the offensive arsenal that Valanciunas has. But as far as activity and straight up just putting pressure around the rim, Gafford's got that.
I feel like Chet and Gafford. I was more worried about Valanciunas than Gafford. I think they match up pretty well with each other.
Rightfully so, because like I said, because Valanciunas can actually go at you and exploit that mismatch offensively from a scoring tip. But I'm talking as far as effort, rebounding, the hustle plays, the keeping possessions alive. I think Gafford's going to be that second effort because Dallas is going to need those second possessions and those extra plays and that extra time because they're playing the better perimeter defenders. So I think Dallas is going to be. I think Daniel Gafford is going to be that X factor. Lively too. I can't leave out Lively because they do the same thing pretty much. So
Yeah, I'm not counting that Lively either. Yeah,
I'd have to wrap him up in there too. So,
but I mean, yeah, it's great. I think the front court isn't that much of a disparity between each other. Where I think it's just gonna come down to who executes.
I think we're ignoring it too much, Colin, because it's gotten them this far. Yeah, it's got them second round. It's got them past the Clippers. Who look at the Clippers roster? No real big man outside of Zubac.
That's true.
Like, and Zubac can get you boards, and he might get you a weak shot block here and there, but he's not no real painter. He's not no real.
No, he's.
Yeah. And he was getting lost out there in rotations and off of pick and rolls too. So that's what I'm saying with Dallas. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. As far as Dallas playing OKC, it's a different. Like, it's different as far as personnel that they playing. Like, it's a totally different series than what we've seen with the Clippers, because the Clippers can't, OKC can. But I think Dallas' front court is going to show to be a bigger disparity and a bigger weakness to the Thunder than we've seen so far, because they've gotten so far and they've been successful so far. But I gotta go in 7 games because I think it's going to be a very close series. I mean, Shay's going to do Shay things. Mar mentioned Jalen Williams, J-Dub as being the X factor, and I could agree with him there too, because J-Dub is going to have to be a secondary scorer to Shay, be a little more aggressive, get to the free throw line, slow the game down. It's going to be a great series, but I got Dallas for 7.
All right, 2 for Dallas. Only me solo on the island. Kendrick, I kind of figured what you might go, but I'm gonna let you break it out there for the audience. What do you have?
Real quick, Colin. Real quick. You don't got to repeat these questions. Real quick. Who's the backup to Check?
Jalen Williams. He's not a bad big. 6'9", athletic.
So that's your backup. That's your backup big right there.
I mean, he's been playing pretty. I ain't saying he's the best backup. He's been playing pretty solid.
No. I just want to. No. I'm not saying. I'm just asking. That's your backup, right?
That's a backup big.
Yeah. Okay. I just had to clarify that. Mavs in 5. We're not about to do math. We're not about to say no 7. We're not about to say there's no 7-game series. Like y'all sitting here was playing in my face. Y'all sat here and played in my face the entire time. It's maybe 6. OKC might feel a little dangerous and take 2 games. Feeling dangerous. They might win game 2 and 5, maybe. I don't know. But
that's how he strongly feels. I'm not about to go ahead.
Yes, it's in 5. Solely Kyrie touched on it. Gafford and Lively. First of all, they are more physical than Shaq, right? Okay. So that alone right there is going to, take a wear on Check, right? For a 7-game series. That's going to wear him down. Hold up, wait. They got Kyrie always in the lane, penetrating, getting to the rim, right? He's making contact. He finishes through contact constantly. That's someone else. That's another body Check has to deal with. Oh wait, then you got a 6'7". What was he now? Between 240 to 270? I'm not sure. You got 6'7" Luka Doncic coming down, getting in the paint, going to great contact, going to also post him up. I'm just saying, Chet is going to get beat down and put in foul trouble, and then y'all gonna put Jalen Williams in there, and they're gonna look and do the same exact thing. They're going to go down there and sit there and do the same exact thing.
Chet would get into foul trouble with Valanciunas. Listen, I'm just saying the same argument. Listen, and Chet, I ain't say.
Listen. No. I get that. You trying to compare the Pelicans to the Mavs though, and that's where you tripping there, because you're trying to compare the Pelicans to the Mavs. Like you're saying, oh well, Dort was doing this to CJ and to Bi. Okay, fine, that's cool. They was doing no. Hold on. They was doing that to them. They are their own players, right? But I'm not about to sit here and think Lou Dort is gonna have that same type of success against 2 prolific offensive scorers like Kyrie and Luka Doncic. So yeah, if you gonna say if Lou Dort, if CJ McCollum and Bi is your comparison to Luka Doncic and Kyrie when it comes to potential scoring and playing defense on, I'm gonna have to take Luka and Kyrie 11 times out of 10. Sorry.
Respect. And I listen to me. Great analysis. I'm not saying Lou Dort would shut down either or. I'd say he make them fight for every shot they're gonna take though. So I would say, hey,
they was fighting for every shot last game, and they was still giving 30s and 40 pieces out. What do you mean? Y'all saying he's fighting? Bro, half the time they was fighting, and they were still giving 30 and 40 pieces out like it's holiday candy. They think it's Halloween now, the way they was giving them out, bro. Like, come on, what are you trying to say here?
Listen,
the only X factor is not being in foul trouble, having Check not in foul trouble. Like that's really the only X factor for OKC. If you can keep Check out there and not him be in foul trouble, I feel like y'all are okay. Y'all actually could do something, but I just don't see that happening. So Mavs in 5.
Listen, I think it's gonna come down to, at this point, I think it's 7 games. I think it's gonna be tooth and nail, and it's gonna come down to game 7 because they already battled each other so many times. It's gonna come down to the final, the fourth quarter. Who executes when it's time to execute? That's all it's gonna come down to, execution. So, like I said, I like OKC chances, but hey, you guys all think the Mavs. You think Mavs. I'm surprised you ain't say sweep. I thought you was gonna add that later on after you finished, but you going with the gentleman's sweep. So you going with Mavs in 5. All right.
I always think a team can steal a home game or get a home game win because any player, any team in the playoffs who play at home, they role players play like LeBron James. I'm just saying, like, when have we not seen that in any playoff series in the NBA where all of a sudden we got role players knocking down threes, going 5 for 5 from 3, and they ain't never did that in the 82 games in the regular season. I think they might have did it once or twice. Now they did it 2 times. They did it. They back-to-back games with 4 threes. And it's the playoffs. Like, come on, it's that's also a little side note.
In the finals last year.
Just a little side note for the Mavs on the Mavs point. They got THJ coming back. Tim Hardaway Jr. is coming back. So they got their third best scoring option coming back. So I'm just feeling like that offense is starting to get back into shape and get back into where they are going to be. They can be prolific.
Right. Listen, it's gonna be a hell of a series, Kendrick, Kyrie, Mar. It's gonna be a hell of a series.
I think another thing, bro, just to add on to that, I think to the points me and Kendrick has been saying, I think I could see it being a very rough series for Chet foul trouble wise. And because, like we mentioned, Gafford and Lively, even PJ, those are physical guys down there. You got Luka Doncic. You think Kendrick said he might be about 270. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, but we gonna let rock and roll.
I said 240 to 270. I gave him a range.
You gave him some. You did. But still, you got him barreling down the lane. You got Kyrie coming down the lane.
I'm gonna be real with you.
That's gonna be a lot for Chet to handle as a rookie.
Well, hey, I would expect, if anything, I think Mark. Okay, I mean, you would have to throw doors, on Luka. I mean at this point, he's probably the only one. And then I guess Shea.
I think Dort got to go on Luka.
Yeah, then Shea would just be on Kyrie, clearly.
Yeah.
And then that's
sorry, Luke. He's 230. He's 230. I was wilding. He's 230.
I ain't gonna lie, but Luka look bigger than that sometimes. So
I'm saying next Monday though, he could be 270. That's how Luka be. Like we can come back record next Monday. Luka look a little.
And he'll just still drop 40 in the triple double walking with it. That's what makes him just unique in his own. Yeah, him and Jokic, unique in their own. Listen, man, enough of the OKC trashing. All you guys, trashing OKC, which is fine, which is cool. We'll come back and revisit.
They was respectful. It was me.
Yeah, I know. I was just messing, but we'll definitely come back and revisit this. I can't wait. So yeah, let's listen. Listen, Timberwolves and Nuggets, and man, Minnesota's up 2-0 right now. I mean, Kyrie, did you see that defense with Jalen McDaniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker?
Jalen McDaniels arguably.
I saw that defense.
So
I said, yeah. I think
not to get out here, but he's arguably been they X factor.
Oh, Nickeil Alexander, yeah.
Well, not the McDaniels, but Nickeil. They've been interchangeable. They both have, but yeah.
Mark, look at this guy. Look at this guy, Mark.
Oh, don't mind me, y'all. Don't mind me.
Mark.
Hey, yo.
I'm recreating what the Timberwolves are about to do. That's all. I'm just, no disrespect, but
you know what, Kendrick? Since you got the broom in your hand, I'm gonna start it off with you, Kendrick. Listen, Wolves and Nuggets. Who you got winning? Right now, how
the
many
team that's up
games?
2-0. That's
And I just want to make sure, is that broom? Is that what is that symbolizing?
I mean, I don't think the Nuggets can sweep them.
That is true. All work.
I don't think the Nuggets can sweep them.
So wait,
So,
just
I
to
don't
think the
confirm,
Nuggets
common denominator, man. I don't know.
just to confirm, you have the Nuggets, the reigning champs. Yes.
Listen. You're gonna sit here. You're gonna sit here and tell me I understand they're the reigning champs. I'm not gonna knock it. I'm not gonna knock it, bro.
Hey,
I'm not gonna
man.
knock them. I'm not gonna say they bad. I'm not gonna say they this and that, right? I'm just saying you just gotta know when an ass whooping is happening and call it out.
Really?
You gotta know sometimes. Listen,
Chris is gonna love this. Chris is gonna love this.
Listen. I think Chris can have faith, and this ain't no disrespect. I'm not saying that they
not.
bad. I'm just saying. In this series, all right. Well, let me real quick. How did game 1 end? How did that game end? What was the score?
Yeah, we're putting up 40.
Yeah, 40 right.
Hold on. I gotta double check real quick. Okay, the score was 106-99, right? 106-99.
Yeah.
And Ant gave 43. Cat gave 20. Reed off the bench 16. Mike Conley double 14-10. And then you had Jokic 32, Michael Porter 20, Jamal 17. That's not where he's supposed to be at. And then let's fast forward to what, yesterday, right?
Sure did.
The score was 106-80 on the home court in Denver. They held them to 80 points. 80 points in 4 quarters. You mean to tell me the reigning champs came out and averaged 20 points a quarter?
And they did it without Rudy.
There's no Rudy.
This would really solidify it. They did that. They held them to 80 points, and they didn't have the 4-time defensive player of the year winner out there because he just had a baby. They held him to 80 points. What would they have held him if he was out there? 50? Come on, bro. I'm just saying the defense is there, and I just what we get? What we get? We got Jokic 16 points. He went 5 for 13. Damn. Michael Porter 9 points, 4 for 12, 1 from 7 from 3. You had Jamal Murray 8 points, 3 of 18, 0 for 4. My man put up tour dates as his field goal attempts and makes a tour date.
Did you see that defense?
This is when Kendrick's going to drop another album potentially on 318 potentially. Because what is that? But listen.
Come on.
Nuggets ain't got no X factor. They gotta just try again next year.
Okay, wait.
Nuggets though. Nuggets X factor is what they've been doing all season and locking all windows and doors.
Okay. Listen, I hear your analysis. I hear your. I see the example you got set up. Kyrie, I'm gonna swing it to Mark first because Mark was itching to say something. Go ahead, Mark. Throw in your 2 cents. Wolves and Nuggets. You got the broom. Kendrick holding it. He's dancing. Just what's your thoughts? Yeah, you call asleep too, or you think it's going way?
Listen, bro. All I know is last year or in the summer when we made the free agent signings. I was getting on everybody because they kept talking about these damn Lakers and D'Angelo Russell and Taurean Prince and all these times, right?
Yeah.
And you see what happened today, and I was preaching that I didn't see anyone get better in the offseason, and that the Nuggets, that no one even looked like they would tempt the Nuggets. Boy, was I wrong. Listen, all I'm gonna say is if the Lakers would have played like Minnesota in the last 5 minutes of the game, I don't even think the Nuggets would make it to the second round. So at this
That's a
point, you
debate.
might as well just bring out like Jamal Murray is too hurt, can't do it against them. The Timberwolves, they're a bunch of good hacks. Like they won't hack you. It just look like they hacking you. Like
They play
that's
great.
why I don't want to play them after we beat y'all. I'm rooting for Denver. I don't want to play them. I'd rather play Denver. They not gonna hack us like that. So man, it's
Okay.
bad, but I don't think I ever seen me personally. I know the Lakers got swept, but I wasn't watching basketball. I've never seen the defending champs get swept. And the fact that I might see it with this Nuggets team
Nah.
is it's just crazy. Like, I just have nothing to say.
You feel like you're part of it. You about to
Timberwolves
witness
forward,
this.
man. I don't think the Nuggets bounce back. And then the next two are in Minnesota.
Minnesota, and now
It's
the role
over.
players is about to give you 20 off the bench. Like
Nas Reed gave you
we
like
see
20 in game one.
we about to
Jelly
see Jaden
fan.
McDaniels go for 25 again. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we saying here?
It's over, man. It's
Man.
going back to Minnesota
Right.
up 2-0. Without Rudy, how you
call it sweet,
put up
Mar?
99? How you put up 99 points when the defensive player of the year is on the court? Then when he's not on the court, that motherfucker put up 80. I don't think they bounce back. KCP, he ain't even doing nothing. I think me and KCP averaged the same amount of stats in this series because he ain't even doing nothing. And I'm sitting in the crib, so I just don't think it's enough, bro.
Wait. Hold on, before you start going into a roast session, listen, we got a sweep. We got Kendrick with the sweep, Mar with the sweep. Mar, you calling the sweep. Just want to hear it officially.
Yeah, it's a sweep, bro.
I think y'all both about to be wrong. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Kyrie, I'm gonna say
you wrong.
Oh yeah, they about to go for it. They about to go for it too.
I want to agree with them, bro. I really do. I think Denver squeezes one out, though.
I don't see Denver getting swept, bro. They crazy. They really
No, they're not crazy for thinking that. I mean, they up 2-0 and they had two games at the crib, bro.
I don't like Mars said. I've never seen reigning champs get swept.
Well, it's nice to always see something for the first time, right? It's always nice to see new things.
And exactly, Kyler, let's be real. Have you seen Denver this vulnerable at all this season?
Man, that defense.
Bro, the only time I seen Denver look like this, and I'm not trying to pepper something nothing, was when the Knicks smacked them by 50 a couple months ago, like by 40, 50. Like that was the only time I see the Nuggets tuck their tail, bro. They tucking their tail right now. They have no problem.
All right, listen.
And I'm thinking they find some type of spark or something. That's why I'm giving them the one game because I personally don't think Jokic let him go out like that. Like
I don't see Jokic going out like that.
He weakness himself, bro. He said he needs a clone of himself out there. And when you look at Denver's roster, what's their problem? They have no other big. Aaron Gordon is not really a big. He's like a hybrid, like a combo. Like they have him play a forward, but he drops down and plays the perimeter too. So you don't got no other big man. They're not gonna play Zeke Naji because he never in a rotation. They're not gonna play DeAndre Jordan because he old. Like, what you gonna do with Gobert and Cat? And then you got Nas Reed coming off the bench shooting threes. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
I gotta. My bad, Carl. I mean to cut you off, but I feel like everyone is overlooking this, and this is why they're gonna get swept, Colin. Everyone is looking at they got bodies to throw at Jokic. In my opinion, they got more bodies to throw at Jamal Murray, and he's injured, and he's the closer. So if you throw Ant on him, you throw Mike Conley on him just to press him up the court. You throw Nickeil Alexander-Walker on him, and then you throw Jaden McDaniels on him. Bro, that's 5 people, and I didn't even get the Joker.
And mind you, hold on. They all 6'3" or taller, bro. They all looking eye to eye or over, looking down on Jamal Murray, bro.
And McDaniels is like 6'9", picking him up full court.
That's what I'm
Nickel
Bro, what?
saying,
That's
Alexander
bro.
like
6'5".
That's the
Nickel
overlooker.
Alexander 6'5" too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that
Mc-
defense on
I,
Jamal
like
Murray.
I was saying, McDaniels is the X factor, bro. Because without Jokic, I mean, without Murray, what really is Jokic? There's no more of that combo. Like you don't, they really don't have that combo no more. You can see it. And then you got MPJ. MPJ's not really a creator. MPJ, he's gotta get that shit spoon fed. Like to be honest, he a catch and shoot guy.
Right.
Aaron Gordon, he had 20 last night, but he got to get out when he get off an offensive rebound and Jokic dumping it off to him. They don't have no other real creator either. So the lack of big man depth and the lack of offensive creation outside of the two main guys, bro, is the real problem. Like Marv mentioned, KCP's been non-existent. Christian
Right.
Brown ain't really been doing nothing. Peyton Watson hasn't really been in the rotation.
Right.
So they're not getting no spark from nobody else, which is like I said, I don't think Kendrick Lamar is crazy for having it as a sweep. I'm just trying to be nice, and I honestly think Denver could squeeze the game out because I just don't see them going out like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, bro,
They dropped 80 yesterday, bro. They dropped 80. What you mean? That was it, right? It's not like
I
I would have felt more comfortable if they lost the game and it was like the first game 106-99. All right, a couple made shots. That the game could be looked at a little different. No, bro.
yeah,
When you have to subtract 19 points the very next game,
yeah.
19, and their best defensive player wasn't even there. I
yeah.
gotta look at you differently. But you brought up a valid point that I wanted to gotta touch back on. Last season we watched Jokic, do what he wants because everybody thought, all right, if we stop everybody else and let Jokic do whatever he wants, we're cool. But that wasn't actually a real thing. That was the real, and you know what? I don't even think the Lakers really did their best job to stop Jamal Murray at times. And the Timberwolves saw that and was like, what if we just stop Jamal and see what happens? And
Bro, at
it's been working. And now they stuck, and it's just like, we are rocking a hard place right now. They are rocking a hard place, bro. And it happens, bro. Sometimes it's not your. Sometimes the team just figure you out, and you got to go back to the drawing board. The Nuggets got to go back to the drawing board and figure out something.
I'm gonna say this.
And I want to.
I got Minnesota going to the final right now. I
Oh,
got Minnesota going to the final.
Well,
I could see that. I
we
could
ain't
see
even
that.
get the conference predictions.
I know,
We'll go.
but bro,
Mar
I seen
got
it.
Pacers and you got Wolves. We're gonna leave it at that. We're going. That's the RZP imaginary finals prediction right now.
Yo,
Wolves,
Pacers finals
Pacers,
would be different, man.
That's
Wolves and
nasty.
Pacers.
Nasty
Wolves in
work.
4 if that happens. Might be 3. They might not allow a game 4.
We,
1992
Yeah.
was for 5 games. We only need 3 again. We only need.
all right, okay, guys.
We only gonna see. We're gonna put the series to 5, and we're gonna say nah. Cause
Listen,
what
all
they
right.
what, what they do, what I think they would do in the first game if they actually synced up and played in the finals. What I see happening is it'd be 110 to
I got you,
80.
Mar.
Like I just see that happening, and that be the entire series. So I'm like, I don't want to see that because I don't want to see that much belt to ass in the finals. I don't want to see
Nah,
that.
I don't listen, but we're not about to even. We're gonna save the predictions for the next NBA episode, the conference episode. But that concludes episode 156. Kyrie, did I say 156 or 157?
7.
157. This concludes episode 157, the Restricted Zone podcast. I love this episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this episode as much as we enjoyed recording this episode. I mean, great predictions. You kind of got a little early, way ahead finals predictions. So far, we got the Wolves and Pacers. That's the RZP prediction. Not official yet.
Whoa,
Could
don't
switch
say
up.
everybody now. Whoa. Don't include everybody in
All
there.
right. We gonna go. That's so far, but with that being said, you guys can follow us on all streaming platforms. You guys can listen to us, share it out, Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify. I just put the RSS feed, our own special feed, is on there in the link below. Check that out for any episodes. You can tune into YouTube. However you guys watch us, we really appreciate the support. Kyrie, we just hit 200 subscribers. can't thank you guys enough, man. It's been a long process, but listen, we don't take it for granted. You guys are our motivation, our energy. The reason, guys, we keep pushing out these episodes. We love it too. We all love sports. You see, the conversations we had. So, like I said, hopefully you guys enjoy this episode as much as we enjoyed recording this episode. So that concludes episode 157. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. Share it out with everybody. Make sure you keep the broom. Keep the house clean.
And we'll catch you on the sweep side.
And we'll catch you on the next episode of the RZP, man. Appreciate you guys.
Leave, you so crazy.